Hey folks, Fernando doing our video for The Modern Survivalist. I have a great little surveillance video of a shooting that took place in Brazil. Several lessons here. First of all, this is just 40 seconds, so that from the start shows us how fast these things go down. So it's a store in Brazil. We have a customer here with her little dog, and we have the owners of the establishment. I believe they are husband and wife. Both of these are armed. She has a gun there under the counter, and he's carrying a pistol himself, appendix carry. There's going to be, notice also the burglar bars. This is Brazil. This is a tough neighborhood, obviously. With those bars, they even have one of those windows that I've seen in Argentina many times for attending customers after night without actually opening the door, which is a thing in some places. But they're obviously expecting trouble. They're obviously quite ready. But still, there's going to be a guy walking in and doing his thing. Let's go with the video. So they're just talking, and you're going to be seeing a guy with a baseball cap. You know, typical. They use these all the time to cover their faces, hide their face a little bit more from cameras. So baseball caps usually not a good sign in someone just walking in, especially with a suspicious attitude. And he goes right for him. Also notice the customer. She sees the suspicious guy, the dog sees the suspicious guy, and they do what smart people would do in that situation. Maybe the one that acted the best from everyone here is this lady. She just saw that this is not my business, whatever's going on, I'm taking on. And she leaves right away. She sees that he goes after the guy, and he gets completely caught by surprise. He sees him, but he doesn't have any chance as to get for his gun. He's just out of luck there. He moves to his back. He has his back, which is a crappy place to be in. But he's obviously trusting his wife. And his wife, she's going for her gun. You see now? She's going for the gun under the counter. And she's bringing it out. She fumbles a little bit with a safety. Lucky for them, she remembered the safety, number one, and she has the gun with a round in the chamber. So many times people talking about not having a round in the chamber. This woman would have probably been dead, and her husband as well, if she hadn't had a round in the chamber, because it's so obvious that she's not properly trained in the use of that gun, as we're going to be seeing in a second. So one of the things she does very well is actually keep calm and waiting. And this guy is stupid enough to present her with that opportunity by just not even looking at her. He's just turning his back and doing nothing. Now notice how she holds that gun. Notice that finger. Guys, this is what I mean whenever I've said in previous videos that for a new shooter it's not going to be training, the best gun is a revolver. This is exactly what I mean. Maybe you don't get to see this through the camera, but I see it quite clearly. Maybe you do it as well. She has her thumb across the back of her hand. So she's holding the gun like this. What happens when you do this with an automatic pistol instead of the proper grip, which you should have, is the slide is going to be hitting your thumb. That's exactly what happens. She only gets one shot out, but because of her remaining calm and actually aiming when she's shooting, and him being 2-3 meters away tops, and in an awful position to be shot in, he's turning his back pretty much in a position where anything that she's going to be hitting the spine, heart, lungs. It's going to be going through the top of his torso backwards and probably hitting the spine as well. She shoots and she just jerks back, scared. She's not, she obviously hadn't gotten any training as to keep on aiming, and in case she has to shoot again. If he gets up and points the revolver and shoots her, she's already bringing back her gun. It's a combination of a couple good things she did in spite of not handling a bunch of others well, and luck as well. He goes down like a rock because, and this goes for all of those guys that say, yeah, you don't have hydraulic shock effect on handguns, let alone with a punny 380. No, he goes down bad, probably hit in the spine, and maybe even paralyzed or through the lungs, heart, who knows. But this guy dies on the way to the hospital. As he drops, her husband reacts very well by going for the revolver. He picks the revolver that the guy just dropped. He's in shock. He's been shot through the back, maybe the spine. He's not moving. well, he's moving the legs, but it obviously had its desired effect. But the guy picking up the revolver, that was a very smart move right away, not waiting for him to react to what's happening. Now he's bringing out his own pistol, which he has appendix carry. None of them really react all that great in this video. If you see how, again, the wife, she's keeping her finger on the trigger. You know, she's pointing the gun in the right direction, but she's keeping the finger on the trigger. And not only that, she starts waving the gun and covering her husband many times. Pointing at him, pointing at his head. She's not very careful with that. And that's it. They call the police, and the guy just dies, and that's it. The husband, he has a better idea of how to handle that gun, because he's keeping, notice that finger, you see how it's pressed on the side of the slide as it should be? You see it quite clearly there. So it's great to have backup. It would be better if, you know, it's someone that has a little bit more training on how to properly use it in self-defense. That being said, good luck in keeping those nerves calm at the worst possible moments. Made the difference and saved the day. Folks, it's gonna be all for now. Remember to subscribe and see you on our next video.